Guess who's back? Back again. Jimmy's back. Jimmy's back. Jimmy's back. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode on where are we? 1950's Farm. So I hope I find you all well on this Tuesday morning. Well, Tuesday afternoon for yourselves, good selves that are watching and listening. Because I do know that a couple of people that do watch my videos say, haven't really seen much of what you've done, but I've heard everything. So, however you're choosing to tune in today, I hope everything's going well. Excuse me. So, what has been going on? Well, as you know, I think there was a video last Monday and Tuesday, I do believe, and then not on Wednesday. Now, there are many factors that came together to sort of dictate that was going to happen last week. So, as you know, without going into details, my little boy has a lot of issues, and we had a very difficult weekend. We had a really nice part of the weekend where I took him to the seaside and we went on the fairground and we went in the arcades and we did all of that fun stuff on the Saturday afternoon. It was really, really hot. For those that are local to me, I went to Stanton. It was really, really hot, and it was really nice, and he really enjoyed it. But at the moment he has a tendency that if something really good happens, then something really bad must happen also, because it equals it out. And on the way home, I'm driving along, and he decides to take his seatbelt off. And in the past, when he's done that, he's tried to open the door as well, but he didn't this time, because he obviously realises the child locks are on, so as they were before. So it's not a case of, we've sort of learned our lessons that the child locks have always been on, but so it kind of then spoils it. And then on the Sunday, really wasn't very easy to deal with and handle. And so kind of what had happened was, I kind of woke up Monday and it was a case of, I dropped him off at school, I sort of sat down and then sort of thought, oh, thank God. and I sort of thought, well, do you know what, there's a video going out tomorrow. If I start recording tomorrow, I'll still be okay, because that will go out Wednesday, so it will still be fine. There'll be no real big issues, and so we did that. And then lots of problems at the moment at school, and sort of different things. And I got there Monday night, and and you hear the things about your son or your own children, and you don't like it. And it's a real mix of emotions, because on the one hand you're angry with your son, because, or your daughter, or whoever, because it upsets you to think that they're doing that, that they're behaving in that way towards either other people or the teacher, or and sometimes with him to himself, so it and so Tuesday kind of got up, and I'd sort of, with every intention to come home from dropping him off and start recording. So on the way home, 4 or 5 phone calls, which I've said before, I've gone from receiving probably 2 phone calls, over a couple of month period, and both of them are usually scams, and to now my phone is just constant all the blooming time, and it's and anyway, I got back Tuesday, and it was a case of, this has happened, that's happened, and can you come and sort it out? Can you, so we go back, and literally by the time I'd got home on Tuesday, I think it was about sort of 1:45, 10 to 2, I only had another hour before I had to go and pick him up again. So it then sort of becomes, uh, there really wasn't time. There really wasn't time, to get the video started, to get it planned, to get it set up, and so sort of Tuesday didn't get a video. Wednesday I had some meetings. Thursday, sort of when I knew Wednesdays was meetings, and so my plan had been that on the Monday and the Tuesday I get well in front. I could afford to miss Wednesday, and I'd still be where I needed to be, sort of thing. But obviously that didn't happen. And then, as I say, Wednesday I had meetings, which I knew was coming up, so it didn't come out of the blue or anything. And then by Wednesday morning, when I got into my car early in the morning, the inside of the car, like the glass, was as wet as anything. Like it was like dripping off my glass onto my dash, onto my doors, and I couldn't make it out. And I thought, I bet I've left the bloody sunroof or something open. I never used the sunroof, but that was the first thought that I came in. So I've got a panoramic roof where obviously the roof is all glass, and you can cover it up so that it becomes a normal roof, or you can just leave it. You don't have to have the sunroof open, but you can just sort of take back the roof, and then the panoramic glass is then just left. It's just sort of left, and you can see upwards as well as outwards, like through the windows. And as I say, I always leave that open because my little boy, sort of loves looking around, looking up, looking out, looking, anywhere, sort of thing, and what have you. And obviously, if you see aeroplanes or whatever, you can see them through the roof when they go over the car, and he loves all that. So it's a really simple thing just to leave it open. And I was, I bet Saturday, we use the sunroof for something, or he's probably been playing with my switches, which honestly he does. It drives me mental. So anyway, I went to close the sunroof. Well, the sunroof was closed, and normally the car will tell me the sunroof's open. So, and the fact that it didn't, but then I have got a few sort of electrical issues with the car anyway, because it's telling me it's out of coolant when it isn't. It's telling me that the doors are not locking when they are, and it's just like, it's an old car now. It's getting sort of on. I've had it a long time. So I think it was 2014. So what are we now? No, sorry, 2010. Sorry. So it's 14 years old, and I've had it for probably about 12, 13 years, something like that. So it's starting to get old, and it's starting to get one or two little issues now. But to be fair, the car's really never let me down. Touch wood. But for the normal wear and tear parts, it's been brilliant. So anyway, it was wet as anything. Couldn't work it out. Got to school, dropped him off. Say meetings, as I say, they were most of the day, and then got back, and then it left me about 45 minutes, which again just wasn't time to do that. And I sort of was tired anyway, because obviously know that I've got the heart condition and what have you, and I get tired very easily, very quickly, and I get a lot of symptoms as well if I've been walking around a lot, and and obviously I've been walking from the car to buildings and places and what have you, so so I just got back, 45 minutes, it wasn't worth it, so and then so Thursday morning I woke up. The car was like it again, couldn't work it out, sort of went around all the windows, tried everything, couldn't really see why the car would be wet and inside, like on the glass, and and I was still tired from sort of like the few days before, and I was waiting on phone calls from people, and honestly, like, if you're trying to get a solicitor or if you're trying to get legal representation, honestly, be prepared when they say they're going to call you back. Okay, be prepared that they're probably not going to call you back. So I had one that I rang, and you know, and I kept leaving messages and leaving messages and leaving messages. And then eventually someone rang me back. It may have told you the story before, you know, it's like a week later or whatever, 10 days later or whatever it was. And, you know, and then I found out they were representing, you know, my ex. So that was never going to work. Then I rang another one, and it was like, you know, yeah, we'll ring you back. And they didn't ring me back. And then I rang another one, and yeah, we'll ring you back. And, you know, and I said to the lady on the phone, she's a very nice lady, you know, very polite, very pleasant, you know, very nice lady. And I said to her, is this, you're going to ring me back, or are you just saying this because this is what you think I want to hear? I said, because what I'd rather hear is, no, we're not interested. And then I can just move on to the next person rather than waiting around for 3 or 4 days before deciding myself finally, or actually they're not going to ring, you know. And she was like, no, we'll ring you back. Anyway, that was another 3, 4, 5 days gone. And then eventually they rang me back. And they started, you know, sort of, and yeah, I always get a little bit suspicious when, you know, they start with the prices. Like, hang on a minute, you don't know what I want yet. And I just said to them, nah, I said, it's okay. I said, I don't want someone representing me. They can't even be bothered to pick up a phone when they say they're going to. I said, that's kind of the laziness I'm not looking for. You know, I said, I'm looking for someone who's actually really keen and wants to get on. Oh, we have a lot of people. I said, you don't have that many people. I said, like, you know, you don't have that many people. I said, it's a 3-minute phone call. What does he want? What's he looking for? Can we help? I said, literally 10 minutes. We're done. And anyway, so I've sort of kind of put the phone down from them, and then it's been like citizens' advice. Those of you in the UK will know what that is. For those of you that are in America or anywhere else in the world listening, citizens' advice is basically a place where people like myself, the general public, anyone in the general public can go get free advice. And if you know, regarding anything, they're pretty much anything. I've not so far ever, whenever I've used them, I've never given them something that they couldn't help with. You know, and I've given them some pretty wide-ranging things, but they've always been pretty, you know, pretty good and sharp and, you know, quick to help. So it's been sort of really good. So, you know, and then I've sort of been going to them, and like I've got another meeting with them tomorrow morning at about, I think it's 10, 10:15, something like that. Yeah, so, you know, it's just been like, and then Friday I gets up and I think, right, today is the day when I'm actually going to sit down, I'm going to actually do some recording. And I go out in the morning. We've had a lot of rain Thursday night. I go out in the morning, open my car door, and my footwells in my car door are absolutely full of water. I mean, they are, like, you know, this is not just a little bit of squelchy water. This is proper, like, water has been put in a bowl. The footwells are full of water, and I'm like, you're joking me. I had this before with that car, to be fair. But when I first bought it, about 6 or 7 months in, so I bought it in the September, and then in the sort of March-ish time, sort of February, March time, we had a lot of rain, and it was full of water, and obviously you couldn't make it out, you know. And I kept going to the garage, yeah, we fixed it, and then, you know, next time it would rain full of water, and then we go back, and, oh yeah, we fixed it this time, and this happened 4 or 5 times. And eventually, you know, they did fix it, because they eventually realised it wasn't the windscreen, it wasn't the doors, it was actually the sunroof seal. So the rubber seal on the sunroof had worn away, and you know, was obviously letting the water in, and it was then coming into the car. So I'm fairly certain that's what it is again. Went to the garage on Friday, was at the garage for about, I don't know, I went there and I said, like, I told them what was happening, you know, I told them what I thought it was. And they're, you know, they're a Volvo garage, and they, you know, they were like, yeah, that's what it sounds like, that's fine. Okay, just sit in the waiting room and we'll look at you, you know. Fair enough. And you know, I sat there till about 2 o'clock, and I said, look, I've got to go. I said, because, and I'd been asking, yeah, a minute, just a few minutes, mate. We're really busy. You can see we're really busy, like, but we'll get around to you. We'll sort it. And anyway, I say I got to 2 o'clock. I said, look, I gotta go. I said, because I gotta get to my son for, sort of 3:15. I said, and I'm a little way away, so I said, look, I gotta go. And I went, and because now, like, the garage is saying, oh, it could be anything up to about 2 months before you see, before we can get you in. And I just said to them, look, do you know what? It's fine, don't bother. And they sort of like kind of looked at me and went, what? You always come here? It's like, yeah. So they always come here. I said, because you always sort me out really quickly. I said, and you're really helpful. I said, the last few times I've been here in the last couple of weeks, you've been quite dismissive. You've been quite kind of, oh, you again, sort of thing. I said, like, I said, I don't come all that often. I said, I come for my MOTs, I come for my services, and I come for any advice or minor repairs that I need doing. I always come to you. I said, there are garages far nearer to me that are as reliable, as good as you. I said, but I always come here because you always look after me. I said, about 2-3 months ago, I ordered a washer bottle for my windscreen. I said, I've still not heard nothing. I said, before, I said, say a year ago, I would have ordered that. Within 2 weeks, you'd have fitted it and it would have been done and it would have been sorted. I said, we're now 2 months on. I still haven't heard anything. I said, I don't even suppose you've ordered it yet, have you? And the man said, well, no, we haven't ordered it, and I said, exactly. I said, so, I said, don't worry about it. I'll take it somewhere else. Well, I've taken it to a few of the garages and they're the same. It's like, oh, it'll be a month or two. It's like, I can't really wait a month or two because my car's going to keep filling up with water. If you got a little old granny that needs to have a service on a Nissan Micra when she only does 10 miles a bloody year, could we not prioritise, a seal over that? And it's like, well, no, because we can rip little old nanny off, but we can't rip you off because you'll take us to wherever to get your money back or whatever. So it's kind of like, oh, okay. And then this week, as I say, has been nothing but bloody meetings as well so far. Like I say, so the meeting was due to be today, and then I could start recording on Wednesday, but I actually got the day wrong. The meeting's tomorrow, so recording today. The home disasters that I put in my little community message thing made me laugh. That does it. When I clicked on the community tab to leave a little message, and it said, "Ooh, give all your fans the biggest update," and I'm like, fans? Like, it's a little bit stretching it, that is. I mean, I appreciate the kind of, sort of boost in uplift mood that you're trying to give me, but fans is stretching it. I've got people that obviously clearly like what I do, but it's kind of like, it just seemed weird. Someone sort of going, "Oh, tell your fans." It's like, people don't fan of me, but yeah, so the disasters last week in the home were. So when I did get to my computer, when I did get an opportunity in the evenings when he's in bed, and I thought, I'd do some, sort of evening recording. So I thought, as long as I get sort of 20 minutes in the daytime to record the talking bits, I can sort of record the longer bits, the sort of time-lapse bits while he's asleep. I thought, that's fine, I can still get videos done, So I load my computer in, nothing on my desktop would click. I couldn't click anything, and every time I did click something, it would come up with class error XEX, then loads of numbers, and I'm like, got a virus. I thought, this is just what I need. I thought, fantastic. I thought, well, I've got no idea how to sort that out. Had a tablet, went on to Google, blah blah blah, and then Google sort of kind of says, well, this is the issue, you need to do this. So I'm not very computer savvy, as you all know, and I was like, well, I'll give it a go. And luckily I managed to sort it out. For right, I'm back in business. And then every time I go to hit record, it just comes up memory usage, sort of there's like 2 gig left or whatever. and then it just kept cutting my recording out, and I don't have the knowledge, I don't have the friendship base in order to go to someone and say, this is happening, can you come and take a look, or how do I do this, or do you know what I mean? Like, so it's kind of, and I'm not very self-confident. I sort of do pull myself down quite a lot, and I'm fully aware of my sort of shortcomings, if you like. Yeah, so I'm not very sort of self-confident, etc., and so it's taken a little while to sort of do. Yesterday my meeting sort of finished, and I was thinking, oh, I could probably get home and do some recording. That would be fantastic. And of course, as soon as I get home, the phone goes again. I get onto the computer, and then other things like, are not working at the moment. Touch wood. If you're hearing this, it worked. Yeah, so I that's kind of been like the story of the week, really, last week. And to be fair, actually, because I'd sort of been doing videos every day since sort of mid to late January, it was kind of nice to have a couple of days just off. I had meetings, so I didn't actually get to relax or whatever, and of course, while I remind myself, so there probably won't be no videos the week after half term, because obviously those videos would have been recorded the week that will be half term. Well, my little boy is never ever going to let me sit and record videos and what have you, and as I say, so there probably won't be none the week after, but then they'll start normally again. And if there is a little period where there are no videos, merely because it's meetings, and it's usually my little boy, or the car, or I need to go get that sort of repaired, which I still need to do because we're still getting lots of rain. And my car is I'm using a karcher to get rid of the bloody water, but the next morning I go in there, there's water in there again, so because it's raining overnight at the moment. So yeah, that's kind of it. But anyway, as you can see, we are in the big field today, and we are drilling soybeans, planting. I never know how people refer to it, but I always refer to it as drilling, which basically for sort of kind of the rest of the world just means I'm planting soybeans, but we call it drilling here in the UK, well, certainly here in Norfolk anyway. Well, Lincolnshire, Norfolk, Cambridgeshire. As I've said before, I'm right on the border of all three. I kind of live in the triangle where each county borders me. So yeah, but that's how we, that's what we call it and how we refer to it. And as you can also see, I've got the 3 John Deere A's in the field. They're pulling the ploughing down that I did. That seems a little while ago now. So my plan for this series is, because I really enjoy this series, a lot of other people, enjoy this series. So my plan is this: when there's work to be done, there's work to be done, and we'll see the work. Okay. The animal side of things, you don't need to see quite as much of. We've been there, we've done that. I'll just sort of do that. Every now and again there might be a little video where I do muck out the cows and load the straw and load the hay and everything else, so it's not that there won't be any more ever. There just won't be sort of regular, so that sort of, to say, the animal sort of things, there will be the odd video here and there, but any major work, so I will probably do, say, the first grass cut where we do the hay bales, but then I might not do the other one, on video. And all I'm trying to do is just move it along so that we sort of keep going through the years, because otherwise this is going to take me 40 years to get to the modern day. So I'm sort of I'm not skipping, but because there's been a few episodes where I've kind of struggled to make a video because I haven't really got that much happening. and so he's kind of like, well, I'll muck the animals out today, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So if if I'm mowing grass, well, I'll do a mowing grass one. Like today we're drilling, and I might do another one with us drilling where I'll do a time lapse so that you get to see a bit more. Today's just a chatty video because it's sort of 11 a.m. in the morning, and I've got another couple of meetings this afternoon, as well as having to go and pick up my little boy. So it's a case and also as well a chatty video kind of helps because I can then sort of kind of explain where I've been, and I sort of do genuinely thank you all for your sort of patience and your continued support. It really does, it genuinely means a lot for someone who's not very sort of self confident and very self-appraising. The fact that people do watch my videos, and the fact that I do get subscribers. Yes, at the moment more are going than are coming in, but rough with the smooth and all that. But I still am very grateful because it's only 6 months ago I had 40 subscribers. So I've come a long way in such a short space of time. Although I did see something that was devastating on YouTube last night, so I've started following this YouTube channel. It's called Coxels or Coxels or something like that, and they've now done. So yesterday there haven't been a video now for a couple of weeks, and they kind of in the beginning they'd gone like, well, there'll be a video every week, at the weekend we'll release a video of the week on the farm, blah blah blah, be a video over weekend. It's like, okay, great, fantastic, big kit, big farm, clearly a big farm, be really interesting, and sort of goes off, and there's not been a video for a couple of weeks, and then suddenly yesterday there was a video. It was like, oh, and it was like, so normally their video length's about 45 to 50 minutes, and they're good videos, they're well worth a watch. This one was 12 minutes, and the guy that was doing it really did give the impression that he really couldn't be bothered, but it was kind of like, I suppose I better do it. And I clicked on their thing because I thought, well, maybe I've not been watching from the beginning. Maybe they've got, because they had loads of subscribers. They had like, I've been getting on for nearly 3,000 subscribers, and I'm sort of thinking I've maybe missed a lot of videos. So maybe I could go watch some of the back catalogue, while they're sort of really busy and what have you, and sort of regain a bit of enthusiasm, And no, they've done 6 videos, and I've watched all 6 videos, and they've got nearly 3,000 subscribers, and I'm thinking, darn it. I wish I could have done that in 6 videos. That would have been an achievement. That would have been something to write home to mum about. But yeah, so anyway, as I say, we're doing the soybeans. There will be another video on it. And then there might be another video where we do some fertilising or spraying or whatever, and we also do some rolling and sort of stuff like that. But again, there won't be video after video after video of it, because there's no need. And as I say, we'll just sort of get this series moving along. So the next sort of after the grass cutting and we've got the bales in and we've done the baling and we've done all of that good stuff, the next video will be probably combining, and we've still got last year's crops to move, so that will be a video that's coming up. I'm fully aware that we've still got all of last year's crops to sell, so that, as I say, that will be a video, which is coming within the next sort of couple of 3 videos, and yeah, like I say, sort of the year in the life of a potato, that will be coming. I'm really hoping, I don't know how much time I'll get tomorrow, just because of the appointment in the morning. I don't know how long that appointment's going to be. I've been told to expect it could be between 2 to 3 hours. So, depending on how long it actually is, then I might get a chance in the afternoon before I go and pick my little boy up from school, to do that. But at some point, so it may be Thursday, but I would like to do another video of that and get another one of them out. I'd obviously like to do another the Oaks video out, and you know, and all the other series as well. Yes, Britain's is coming to an end, you know, once we've done the harvest, and once we've sold all of the you know, all of the crops and stuff, you know, that series will come to an end. I just think it's gone on long enough. We know we're nearly at 100 episodes. You know, it's not my most viewed series anymore, so I think, you know, it's time for that to kind of you know, to maybe come to an end. You know, what I'll do is I probably won't replace that with anything from 22. I might wait till 25 comes out. Now, I haven't bought 25 yet or pre-ordered it, mainly because can't really afford it at the moment. Like I say, the car keeps going wrong. Obviously, I've still got bills to pay, you know, and stuff like that. And, you know, obviously we're looking for a house. Well, you know, the chances of me getting a house are next to zero. That's become very apparent very quickly. You know, so it's at the moment it's a case of, you know, my finances, when it was just me, were big enough for me to cope. My finances haven't gone up. I've gained another person. So all of a sudden, you know, don't quite have you know, as much free cash, you know, sort of cash flow as what I once did. So haven't done it at the minute. I'm hoping I will get it pre-ordered by the time the game does release, because I do want to do a series on it, you know, obviously, and obviously I want to play it as well, of it, you know, so, you know, I will be doing that sort of stuff. But yeah, it just hasn't been done at the moment. Like I say, I'm going to need a new computer, you know, my car, you know, don't know how much that's going to be. So just at the moment, things are piling up, and the pressure's on, the stress is on, and, you know, that's just the way life is sometimes, isn't it? You know, it's the same for all of us. So, as I say, you know, I will get it sorted for when, you know, the game does drop. I haven't pre-ordered it at the moment, but it, you know, I will get it sorted one way or another. So yeah, but yeah, as I say, that's what's been happening. That's the plans, and this is what we've been doing today. As I say, we started drilling the soybeans, and just wanted to, you know, sort of get this video out. I apologise if it's, you know, not a great video or whatever, but I felt like you know, as I always do, because, you know, as I've said, you know, I appreciate people watch me. I appreciate that people, you know, take the time to, you know, to do those wonderful things and very nice things and very kind things for me, that, you know, therefore in return, I think, you know, I should give updates and say this is the status, this is why things are the way they are at the moment, and it's just a bit of honesty, you know, a bit of two-way honesty, and you know, and I think that's the least I can do. So, but yeah, and I also, as well, I apologise for the singing at the beginning. Well, it wasn't really singing, was it? It's more of a sort of noise that you could, you know, just this sort of incessant droning. Like jet engines on a red-eye flight, you know. It's all you can. I've never been on a plane, so I'd have no idea if that's what it's like. But I imagine that's what it's like. Right, we're going to do a little bit of splitting here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down the middle, and then that way we won't get them chopping it up. It's very hard to keep it straight on here, but obviously I can't put GPS on, because I don't think GPS was around in 1950s, or it might have been for the military, but it certainly wasn't available in farming in the 1950s. But yeah, so we'll do our best to just drive down here as straight as we can, and then you know, as I say, we'll have to sort of kind of do it in lands, but eventually they'll get far enough in front that I can then just do it up and down. But yeah, so as I say, you know, I apologise if it hasn't been the video that everybody was expecting or hoping for, but it is a video, and it is getting us going again, and it's getting us back into it. And I, you know, really hope that all of you will join me for the next one. It might be a chatty one again. It might not be. You know, it might be. You know, we'll do a time lapse one and get back into the full swing of it. But as I say, I think for this video we've gone on far enough and long enough. So I would like to offer and extend my biggest thanks and gratitude for everyone listening and for everyone that's watched. And I really look forward to seeing you on my next video. Bye for now.